Good morning, coming to you live from Altamont Springs in Greater Orlando, Florida. Welcome to the national semifinals of the Division II Women's Tennis Championship. I'm Brendan Gulick. Glad to be with you here this morning on NCAA.com for some morning tennis. We've got some poor forecasts here for this afternoon, and so instead of playing the two semifinals back-to-back, they'll play them simultaneously. And we'll get down to our final two teams, which will compete for a national championship tomorrow. We're going to primarily focus our coverage on the number 1 and number 4 seeds, the Berry Buccaneers, who are the 4-time defending national champions, against Nova Southeastern, the Sharks from Fort Lauderdale, just about a half an hour north of Berry. They are the number 2 team in the country, but they were the number 4 seed for this weekend's tournament. In the other semifinal, the University of Indianapolis and the University of Central Oklahoma. Those two teams competing for a chance to play in tomorrow's national championships as well. On the men's side, by the way, the national semifinals will take place tomorrow. We'll have the national championship for the men on Sunday. Let's set the court assignments for you before we kind of tee up, frankly, what I think is going to be a really, really fun morning between two teams that have had exceptional seasons, including those Buccaneers who have not just won 26 consecutive games this year, but they are on pace to potentially, if they can keep this going, potentially have the longest running win streak in the history of their women's tennis program. They are closing in on perhaps breaking a program all-time record. They won 70 consecutive matches from the start of 2017 through the first 12 matches of 2019. If they win this weekend and can keep it going into the first couple of matches for next year, they might surpass that. Nova Southeastern is in the navy and white. We're underway here. This is the number 1 doubles court for Nova Southeastern, Natalie Espinal and Chantal Nosiewicz. They are the number 2 ranked doubles team in America this year against Denise Kazan and Madeline Bojnak. Kazan is the number 1 singles player in the country, and she is part of the number 3 doubles team in the country. So number 2 versus number 3 doubles teams competing here this morning on doubles court 1. On the other couple of doubles courts, Julie Razafindranali and Nika Kozar for the Sharks against Xiao Wang and Jill Engelman. Get a look there, a little down the line view in the on the far end. In doubles court 3, Karolina Snita and Zala Dovnik against the number 4 ranked doubles team in the country for Berry, Daniela Farfan and Kim Mosbacher. This is the 3rd meeting of the season, by the way, between Berry and Nova Southeastern, and the first couple were really, really close. We are certainly hoping that if history is any precursor, this could be a fun morning. Berry ended up winning each of those 2 matches, but they were certainly close. The Buccaneers with a 4-3 team victory in their first meeting of the season back on March 24th. That took place down in Fort Lauderdale at NSU's tennis complex, and then they met for the Sunshine State Conference Championship. That was over in Bradenton, Florida at IMG Academy. The first time around, the doubles courts, well, it was certainly entertaining. Nova Southeastern ended up winning on doubles courts 3 and 1, and they took the doubles point. They had a tough time on the singles courts and ended up losing that match 4-3. No fault there. We will relay the live scores to you as quickly as we can along the way. I certainly appreciate you joining us this morning on NCAA.com as the scores are relayed to us from a little ways away. It is just a beautiful morning. Frankly, it's quite comfortable considering what the humidity can be this time of year, and with the storms we have approaching here this afternoon, it's a gorgeous morning for tennis. 78 degrees at the moment. It is a little sticky, but comfortable enough. A little light breeze. Doubles court number 2. Game 1 went to Nova Southeastern. Raza Findranali and Kozar took that first game. If you have not followed these two teams all that closely this year, but Julie's name stands out to you, she was, of course, on the Barry Buccaneers, national championship winning teams the last 3 seasons before transferring as a graduate student to Nova Southeastern. No bad blood. Nova Southeastern has her graduate program, and Barry did not offer that, so she moved her career just a little bit further north. Head coach Doug Neagle is awfully excited to have her. The young lady from France is truly one of the premier players in the country. Looking forward to seeing Raza Findranali and Denise Kazan playing on the number 1 singles court in just a little bit. Espinal and Engelman will play number 2 singles. Snita and Wang, number 3 court. Dovnik and Aylin Skolson will compete on singles court 4. Dion Folan, Madeline Boschnak on singles court 5. And singles court 6 will be Daniela Farfan for Barry against Nova Southeastern's Chantel Nosiewicz. But in the meantime, we are on doubles court 1 directly in front of us here. And point goes to the Sharks. So Barry falters a couple times there early on in game 2. By the way, just in terms of scoring, in case you're new to the championship format, on the doubles courts they play just 1 set. Got to win by 2 games, but it's the first one to 6. And the team that wins the first 2 doubles matches will take 1 team point. There are 7 team points available. First 1 to 4 will win the overall team match. It has been radioed in now that Barry did win that first doubles game. All right, 30-30. And then, of course, on the singles courts, it's all a best of 3 sets to 6 games, won by 2. Espinal and Nosiewicz feel like they need to be the table setters if they can. Had a good conversation with head coach Doug Neagle before our matches this morning, and Doug made the comment that, you know, this is not the kind of day that the Sharks are backing down from. He said his team is pretty well aware of the fact that Barry has won 4 consecutive national championships, and if you're going to win the national title, you'd like to go through the best team in the country, and right now Barry has been the measuring stick. Doug's counterpart, Avi Kegel, has been just terrific in building an incredible program. Barry is competing on the ladies' side here in their 14th national semifinals. We don't have a score reported yet on doubles court 3, but we'll get you one when we can. Again, Karolina Snita and Zala Dovnik for Nova Southeastern there in the far court on your screen. And Farfan and Mosbacher competing against them. Good response here from Barry after giving up those first couple of points. This is Kazan on the serve. Great return. Kazan and Boznak have played an awful lot of doubles courts together here this year, and they have largely been one of the top teams, or top tandems, I guess, in the country. They did lose back on February 19th at Lynn University. They lost a 6-4 contest. But since then, they have gone undefeated, and they've played almost exclusively together since the end of March. I've also seen Kazan at times play with Maria Skiba, but she is not on the court here this morning. Just a bit too long there on the return. Another good point for Barry. Latest update on doubles court 2. Nova Southeastern has a 2-1 lead. So a good start for the Sharks there on doubles 2. It's 1 game apiece here on doubles 1. A little frustrating there for Espinal. Latest on doubles court 3. The Sharks also playing well there as Snita and Dovnik have a 2-1 lead over Farfan and Mosbacher. When they met back in March, Snita and Dovnik played against what has typically been the #1 ranked doubles team for Barry. They beat Kazan and Skiba 6-1. Of course, they're playing against a different tandem here this morning. Snita and Dovnik have had a pretty good season. Dovnik, of course, transferred to Nova Southeastern after her time in the Division I ranks. A couple of transfers, in fact, for Coach Neagle here this year, as Dovnik competed for the Purdue Boilermakers, and Nika Kozar, a former Hokie at Virginia Tech. When you add in Julie Razafindranali and her 3 consecutive national championships at Barry, you've got some serious star power on the Sharks, who are in the national semifinals for the first time in their program's history. And they've got a serious mission what they're trying to accomplish. As you can see, both head coaches kind of lingering in the back. Avi and Doug looking on as the teams switch ends. Hopefully we'll have a score update for you shortly here on Doubles Court 1. We know for certain at the outset that Barry took the first game. Still waiting for an update since then. Well done by the Sharks there. Nova Southeastern leads 2-1 on Doubles 2 and 2-1 on Doubles Court 3. Bosnack with a good serve. Chance for Nosiewicz to put it away. Oh, gorgeous backhand. Latest score update on Court 1 is 2-1 Barry. Barry leads 2 games to 1. Barry's been outstanding as a doubles team this year. 57-8 their record in doubles this season, which, believe it or not, is about 6 percentage points lower than their 114-8 record on singles courts. 93% of the time they've won singles matches. We've got a couple of young ladies that have gone unbeaten, including Kazan and Bosnack. Denise, 18-0. She has never lost in her career. Neither has Madeline, who's 26-0 in her collegiate career, 15-0 this year. Often playing on number 4 or number 5 singles. Denise has been in that number 1 spot. She is the number 1 singles player in the country. It's now 3-1 on Doubles Court 2. Julie Razafindranali and Nika Kozar out in front of Xiao Wang and Jill Engelman. from Espinal and Nosiewicz as Nova takes the game. Natalie from Tegucigalpa in Honduras. She's been really, really good throughout her collegiate career. And this season has been just a fantastic player. Also has a terrific record in doubles. She's played exclusively with Chantal since March 19th. But she has played a couple of different times this year with other teammates. She and Chantal lost back on February 28th to Flagler, 6-4. And they lost to Hawaii Pacific, who they turned around and beat in order to qualify for this national semifinals appearance. As a team, they beat them, but her individual doubles match, Natalie and Chantal's, went unfinished. And they were up 5-3. Other than that, they have won every match they've played this year, except for a couple that did not finish. Latest results we have for you: 2-2 on doubles court 1, 3-1 in favor of Nova Southeastern on doubles 2. On doubles court 3, Barry has a 3-2 lead.
Let's go.
It is now 3-2 Nova Southeastern on doubles court 2, so they're moving along in a good clip. Bosnack's been a bit off, and she's playing in the forward spot. Hopefully she can tighten things up a little bit there for Barry. Denise Kazan is from Israel. Just wide.
Point, receiver's choice.
Of course, Bosnack, the German national. They've made a great pairing this year for head coach Avi Kegel. Good positive energy there from the Sharks. What a shot. Big smile there from Madeline, and it should be. That was terrific. Well done to win the point and win the game. Barry, 5th consecutive and 14th overall national semifinal appearance. They have won 6 national championships, and that includes the last 4 in a row. This is a culture and a team that knows how to win. Watch this shot. Just totally ate her up. Beautiful work. So Kazan and Bosnack lead 3-2. Nova Southeastern gotten off to a hot start on all 3 doubles courts, but they've cooled off a little bit. Barry leads 3-2 on courts 1 and 3. Nova Southeastern leads 3 games to 2 on doubles court 2. About a half hour into our coverage here this morning, if you're just joining us. This is the national semifinals of Division II women's tennis. Barry Buccaneers and the Nova Southeastern Sharks, both out of the Sunshine State Conference. Excellent play here. Great win for Doug Neagle's side.
Let's go, Bob!
Good patience on both sides. That's a great shot. And just unfortunately caught Madeline leaning the wrong direction a bit. Good form, good overhand from Kazan. Just waiting for that other ball to clear. Good, powerful overhand, but sent it too deep. And the Sharks take the point.
Let's go, Bob!
That was a frustrating sequence for the Buccaneers. Well done by Natalie and Chantal. Kazan and Bojnak ready to go again. What a return. Holy smokes, great shot. Watch this return into the corner. Can't place it much better than that. And so it wins the game for the Sharks, and they draw back level at 3-3. You can't give too many free balls if you want to win a match. That's disappointing there for the Sharks. Love 15. Love 30. Just as Nova was taking some of that momentum, seemed to have given a little bit of it back here. One team point at stake here in doubles courts. Both teams fighting pretty hard for it. All three of these matches have been awfully tight so far. Couple of great shots. Good play up at the net. Adeline Bojnak. That was awesome. Barry continued to play well on number 3 doubles. Daniela Farfan, Kim Mosbacher. A 4-3 lead over Karo Snita and Zaladovnik. Barry's in the driver's seat there. Right now, that's the furthest along match. We're watching the number 1 doubles court. Number 2 is just off to the left-hand side of your screen where they have taken a seat. We'll update you on the score there momentarily, too. This has been a sloppy game for the Sharks. They were able to get one back there. Nova Southeastern leads 4-3 as they prepare to begin once more on number 2 doubles court. Julie Razafindranali and Nika Kozar suddenly finding themselves as the only doubles pairing that has a lead for the Sharks at the moment. After a couple of faults, that game goes to the Buccaneers. So it's 4-3 Barry on doubles court 1. All 3 of the doubles courts are 4-3. Barry leads 2 of them, and Nova Southeastern leads 1. That's kind of what we expected, wasn't it? Awfully tight competition both ways. This just didn't have the same outlook that it did back in March. Going to look at number 2 doubles here for a moment while we have a break on the 1 court. Julie Razafindranali and Nika Kozar on the top of your screen there for Nova Southeastern against Xiao Wang, who is going to serve for Barry. She's paired with Jill Engelman. Engelman, a fine player from Germany. Back on doubles court 1. Kazan and Bojnak lead 4-3. Again, this is just one set. First to 6, win by 2. Nice return. A lot of sauce on that one. Hard to send it back over. And a good win for Barry. Excellent shot. And another point for the Buccaneers. When they met just about a month ago in the Sunshine State Conference Final, Mosbacher and Farfan beat Kozar and Snita 6-1. This time around, Karo Snita is playing with Zaladovnik, but Barry leads 4-3. Also, Engelman and Aylin Skolson from Barry won on the number 2 doubles court over Raza Findranali and Folan. Engelman here, though, paired with Wong against Raza Findranali and Kozar. So the teams have changed up a little bit here, just trying to give maybe a little different look. Certainly been plenty tight. In the meantime, the men's national tournament will continue tomorrow with the semifinals. Barry Buccaneer men have just rolled in. Barry plays Flagler tomorrow at a great win over Hawaii Pacific in yesterday's quarterfinals. Barry and Flagler competing for a chance to get to the national championship match. They'll play either Columbus State, the Cougars, or Wayne State out of Michigan. But a day for those guys to catch their breath maybe a little bit and refocus as they get ready for the national semifinals tomorrow. Latest update from Court 3, Barry now has a 5-3 lead. Farfan and Mosbacher over Snita and Dovnik. So Barry 1 game away from winning the first doubles match. And they would only need to win one of the 2 remaining courts to take that valuable team point. This is doubles court 1. Spinal and Nusievich kind of faltered here in the last 10 minutes or so. They've lost some of the momentum they had early in the match. Trying to claw their way back in it, but some of that momentum slowed up here with a couple of sloppy mistakes. Great shot. Madeline Bojnak has played so well on doubles court 1. Good response from Snita and Dovnik, who won the 9th game on doubles court 3. It's now 5-4 by Barry by 1. They still have a chance to close it out. Bojnak has given Barry quite a lift on doubles court 1. Two-time NAIA national champion, the most outstanding player at the NAIA tournament. Right now she's making a case for being the best young lady out on the court on doubles court 1. Maybe on any of the 3 courts at the moment. Caught her a bit off guard there, though. Last year, Madeline was undefeated on the singles courts and was 12-1 in doubles, where she was an ITA All-American. She and Denise, the 5th-ranked doubles team in the country. And she did win her doubles match in the national championship match last year when they beat UIndy's Nicole Alexieva and Anna Novikova, who at the time were the number 1 ranked team in the country and had not lost all season. That was held out at the Surprise Racket and Tennis Complex in Surprise, Arizona, Greater Phoenix. We are back in Altamont Springs, Florida this year for the 11th time for this national championship tournament. As it turns out, Barry has fared pretty well historically when this tournament's been held here. They've won each of the last 4 times that this site hosted the national championships. They're also 4-time defending champions, but that includes a couple of wins out in Arizona. Bojnak continues a really solid form and puts that one away. So the Barry Buccaneers win 6-3. Bojnak and Kazan give Barry their first doubles victory. Kazan and Bojnak were about as good as you could have been over those last 3 games. And silenced the Sharks. So they continue that great stretch of play. It looks like doubles court 3 has also just finished. Daniela Farfan and Kim Mosbacher, 6-4 over Karo Snita and Zala Dovnik. Match 2 went unfinished with Raza Findranali and Kozar leading for Nova Southeastern 5-4. But it's Barry for the 3rd time this season taking the doubles point over the Nova Southeastern Sharks. Kazan and Bojnak 6-3 over Espinal and Nosievich. Farfan and Musbacher 6-4 over Snita and Dovnik, with Raza Findranali and Kozar ahead of Wong and Engelman 5-4 in a match that went unfinished. So Barry takes that valuable doubles point, and now they only need to win 3 of the 6 doubles courts, or I should say 3 of the 6 singles courts, in order to beat Nova Southeastern and move on to the national championship tomorrow. Madeline Bojnak was so good. You just saw her there a moment ago as the Sharks try to regroup. They certainly don't think that this is suddenly over for them. They've got a ton of confidence in the way they can play on the singles courts. We'll have to see if they can get it done. Meantime, we'll step aside here for just a moment as we continue to show you some live pictures this morning from Beautiful Altamont Springs, Florida. Singles courts action coming up here shortly. It's Barry out front of Nova Southeastern with the one doubles point.
Let's go, Angie. Ale. Let's go, Sharks! Let's go,
Barry, one cross. Serve, Barry.
All right, our coverage of the national semifinals continues with the Barry Buccaneers out front of Nova Southeastern 1-0 after they took doubles courts 1 and 3. Now let's set the singles courts action for you as you watch live. The #1 nationally ranked singles player, Denise Kazan, undefeated this year, undefeated in her career in singles, against her former teammate. How unique is this? Julie Razafindranali, who starred for Barry each of the last several years, winning national championships in 2018, 19, and 21. Of course, no championship conducted in 2020. She is grad transferred to Nova Southeastern and now competing against her former Buccaneers. Well done there by Denise. Singles court action on singles court 1. Razafindranali and Kazan, and that's the feature match we'll be paying most close attention to. The #2 ranked singles player in the country, Natalie Espinal, is going against Barry's Jill Engelman. We do not have #1 and #2 playing against each other, but instead #1 and #4 on that first singles court, nationally ranked. Julie's having another great season. And Espinal is playing against Engelman. On singles court 3, Karosnita and Xiao Wang. They are also among the top 50 nationally. Singles court 4 has had a change. Instead of Aylin Skolson for Barry, she's been pulled. And the singles court players on 5 and 6, originally for Barry, have moved up. So instead, it's Zala Dovnik against Madeline Bojnak, who was terrific in her doubles court here this or I guess I should say still this morning. Singles court 5 includes Diane Folan for Nova Southeastern against Daniela Farfan. And on singles court 6, Chantal Nosiewicz competes for Nova Southeastern. I'm going to wait for official confirmation on the Barry side. But I think she is playing Angela Luers, young lady from France. There was a change for Nova Southeastern against Luers. Nika Kozar is playing against her on single 6. Chantal is playing against Daniela Farfan on 5. Then it's Dovnik and Bojnak on singles 4. Denise Kazan leads 1-0 here as we get started in game 2. Again, this is a best of 3 sets in the singles matches. Kazan from Israel. Again, she was just sensational last year. She was a finalist last year for the Division II Honda Athlete of the Year and the National Women's Tennis Player of the Year by the Collegiate Women's Sports Foundation. She's been a very good player for a long time, going back to her high school days. She won the Israeli singles championships way back in 2016. I just think it's so cool she's up against a former teammate. It makes the drama that much more fun to follow along with very talented French national Julie Razafindranali. Gosh, what a backhand. Too tough for Julie to return that one. And the All-American Razafindranali unable to catch up to it. Julie was 45-1 as a singles player while competing for the Buccaneers, including 7-0 last year. Engelman leads 1-0 for Barry on singles court 2. Snita out front of Wong 1-0 on singles 3. Also an early game for Nova Southeastern's Nosiewicz, 1-0 on court 5. We don't have a score yet on singles courts 2, 4, and 6 to share with you, but we'll do that as quickly as we can. By the way these courts are staggered, while all 3 of the doubles teams were playing next to each other on these 3 courts, sort of all caged in here. Immediately to the left of the court you're looking at now, which is court 1, immediately to the left is singles court 3. Singles court 5 is then to the left of them. On the other side of the walkway you see on the right-hand side of your screen are courts 2, 4, and 6. Another brilliant shot from Denise. Engelman took game 1 for Barry. Dovnik took game 1 on court 4. As you watch another great point from Kazan. Set up that footwork to make Julie think she was going the other way, and then buries it. So Razafindranali trails 2 games to love. In the meantime, the weather continues to be okay so far this morning. We are just about, in fact, we are now officially 1 hour into our coverage. Just after the top of the 9 o'clock hour, Raza Fendrinali fires herself up there. We are playing simultaneously this morning, both national semifinals, because of some severe weather that is supposed to come into play this afternoon. The UIndy Greyhounds and University of Central Oklahoma playing on the opposite side of the complex here. Those couple of teams are also fighting for their chance to play in tomorrow's national championships. It is getting cloudy and much windier. The temperatures are cooling off, but frankly, it's only made it a bit more comfortable. Not expecting any rain in the area quite yet. Hopefully it'll stay that way. There's a possibility that it could rain in about 45 minutes or so, but we'll see. The original forecast was not till much later today, so the decision was made to push these games up further in the day here. We'll try to beat the weather. We'll see what happens. Barry only needs to win 3 of the 6 singles courts. They have the lead on courts 1 and 2 at the moment. But Nova Southeastern took the first game on courts 3, 4, 5, and 6. Excellent shot there from Raza Fendrinali. Got Kazan a little off center. Julie knows how good a player Denise is. She doesn't want to dig herself too deep a hole. Raza Fendrinali this year lost to Kazan 6-3, 6-3 back on March 24th. And she lost 3-6, 6-2, 4-6 on April 24th when they played in the conference championships.
I have no idea. I don't know where. We're on 133. Zach says on it.
Julie Raza Fendrinali rallies to win that third game. Kazan, though, with a 2-1 lead on court 1. Jill Engelman continues to lead. Latest score there is 2-love. And the first set as well. Nova Southeastern, courts 3, 4, 5, and 6 all won the first game. In the meantime, all of the chair umpires have been instructed to take down their umbrellas because the wind is really starting to pick up here. You can see the umpire on court 5 putting down her umbrella. Meanwhile, watching action on court 3, the bottom of your screen, Karo Snita against Xiao Wang. Bit too long there from Wang. Well, the forecast does not look as promising as it did earlier this morning. There is quite a bit of rain. It looks like it may be coming our direction sooner than later. You can see and kind of feel it here in Altamont Springs. Back on singles court 1 here with Reza Findranali and Kazan. A bit too wide there from Julie, who's frustrated with herself. By the way, Jill Engelman on doubles, or I should say singles court 2, has a 3 games to love lead over Natalie Espinal in the first set. So a great start for Jill against the number 2 ranked player in the country. That would be huge if Engelman and Kazan could each win on their singles matches. It would put Barry in a really decisive spot. But long way to go. Again, best of 3 sets. We're still pretty early on in set 1. 15 love, Kazan serving. Boy, the wind is whipping around here. See the trees in the background. There are no flags in the pictures, but between where we are sitting and the court, there are dozens of flags representing the nationalities of lots of the players competing here in this year's championships. And some of them look like they might blow out of the ground. You can see the trees in the background though. The wind is making it awfully difficult. Great shot from Julie. Julie trying to get out on the front foot. You can tell maybe she's pressing just a little bit. It's now 3-1 Barry after Reza Findranali gave up that last point. So Kazan playing quite well. Again, Kazan has beaten Reza Findranali each of the first 2 times they've played in singles this season. But they have undoubtedly played an awful lot against each other as former teammates. Latest update on court 4. Zaladovnik is having a nice showing for Nova Southeastern. She leads 3 games to love over Madeline Bojnak, who was so good in doubles, but struggling a little bit on singles action. Chantel Nosievich, 2 games to 1 out front of Daniela Farfan. That's on court 5. Great serve by Julie. And Nika Kozar for the Sharks. 2-1 over Angela Luers. Kazan has a way of making it so difficult to hit a good return. It doesn't matter if she's serving or not. It just feels like she hits such a heavy ball. Consistently puts it in really tough spots. She is one cool customer. Natalie Espinal just took one game on singles court 2 as Raza Fendrinelli excited on the point she just earned. So Jill Engelman has a 3-1 lead for Barry now on singles 2. Nova Southeastern's Karo Snita leads 2-1 on singles 3. Zaladovnik leads 3-0. I should say 3-love, excuse me, on singles court 4 over Bojnak. And the Sharks lead on singles courts 5 and 6. Mosievich and Kozar both have 2-1 leads. Long way to go, but Sharks are responding nicely so far in singles action after losing both doubles courts before they could pick up a point in doubles. They had a 5-4 lead on doubles court 2 in an unfinished match. So Raza Fendrinelli gives another one away. And it's now 4-1 Kazan. Back to singles court 3. Latest score we have here is 2-1 Snita over Wang. Just a bit too long. Xiao a bit frustrated. Another one hit too deep. All right, back to court 1 where Denise Kazan has pretty solid lead at the moment, 4-1. Kazan has not lost all season. fact, she really hasn't had very many matches that have gone all that deep. Nova Southeastern, by the way, leads 3-2 as Bojnak responds on court 4 with a couple of wins. Dovnik up 3-2. Perhaps the one quote-unquote bad day that Denise Kazan had came back on April 8th. It was just a bit sloppy, but it wasn't. It ended up not being a loss. Competed at Embry-Riddle against the number 8 nationally ranked singles player, Itzaso Blanco. And Kazan lost the first set 6-1. Responded by winning the second set 6-2 and the third set 13-11. An awfully lengthy contest. But despite having a pretty dreadful start, she fought back and won. She's only had a couple of 3-set matches all year long in singles, several of which went unfinished after other teammates were able to win theirs more quickly.
Number 5, UMD leads 5-2.
Oh, good try from Julie. Cheeky little play up at the net, but just not quite accurate enough. (40-15).
Number 6, Mary, 5-2.
What a return. Gosh, was that any good. Julie Razafindranali hits a perfect shot. 40-30. That was out. Singles court 6, Barry has taken a 3-2 lead. Angela Luers over Nika Kozar. Dovnik and Nosievich still lead on courts 4 and 5 for Nova. Tied at 2 on court 3. Barry leads 3-2 on court 2. And here in singles 1, they lead 4-1. Great rally, but unfortunately Kazan just too much for Razafindranali there. And so it's now 5-1. Julie's in a tough spot. And mentally, she's got to try to reset quickly here. Daniela Farfan has responded with a couple more victories on 5 singles, and she's flipped it now 3-2 over Chantel Nosievich. Nova Southeastern, just as they did in the doubles courts, they got off to a really good start in singles matches, but have not been able to hold that lead. Too long there from Kazan.
Second doubles, Barry versus Nova Southeastern, 3 games all.
It's now 3 games all on singles 2 between Espinal and Engelman.
Two singles, UCO leads, 4 games to 3 for a set.
Well, back-to-back faults.
Number 3, Barry, 3-2.
Cloud cover's getting heavier, and the wind continues to blow with some poor weather headed our way. Perhaps as soon as the next 20 minutes. But in the meantime, we continue here in the first set. All 6 of our singles matches are in the first set. And many of them are quite tight.
Number 4, singles, Nova leads 4 games to 3.
Zaladovnik leads 4 games to 3 on number 3 singles. I should say number 4 singles, I beg your pardon. That's a good lead there for Nova Southeastern. They need points. What appears to be rain there is not rain. You can see on your screen it looks like it might be raining, but those are actually leaves and bugs, I believe. I don't think it's actually raining yet. As I look around, I don't see any rain in the area. That just gives you an idea truly how windy it is right now. But wouldn't surprise me if it starts drizzling soon here.
It ain't raining hard.
All right, maybe it is raining now. I'm looking at the sidewalk here, and I don't see any rain at all, but you're right. Okay. Well, it is raining after all. I've got leaves and pollen all over our equipment here because it's been pretty windy here this morning. So it has started to drizzle. Well, they'll certainly play in light rain. If it becomes dangerous or if there's lightning in the area or if the courts become unplayable, they would halt play for a while, but hopefully we're not going to approach that kind of danger. Well, we are receiving word they are going to suspend play right now. So there must be some pretty tough weather that is bearing down on top of us. Although at the moment, it's just drizzling lightly.
Bob, who do you want to send the players? Keep them there.
And even though we've gotten that word, they continue to play. Well, singles court 1 moving along. Perhaps they're trying to give Kazan a chance to finish out the first set.
Are we still holding him on court pretty hard?
The rain really starting to come down now. Great shot from Kazan.
Ladies and gentlemen, play has been suspended per referee's discretion because of our showers. Again, play is suspended.
So at 9:26 a.m. local time, play officially suspended because of the weather that's creeping up on us. We'll certainly keep you updated as we learn more. Hopefully this won't be a long delay, but unfortunately this is kind of what we expected today. Could be a challenging day with some of the rain in the forecast. Here's your latest scores as we halt here. Again, Barry took the doubles courts 1 and 3. Kazan and Bosic, Spinal and Nosiewicz. Farfan and Mosbacher 6-4 over Snita and Dovnik. Doubles court 2 went unfinished with Nova Southeastern leading 5-4. And in singles court so far, the latest scores we have for you, I think there's a chance that first set may have ended. I don't want to call that final though because we did not receive official word. The latest score we have there is Kazan 5-1 over Razafindranali. So Barry out front on courts 1 and 2. Engelman 4-3 over Espinal. Barry leads on court 3, 3-2. Wang over Snita. They also lead on courts 5 and 6, 3-2. Farfan over Nosiewicz and 3-2 Luers over Kozar. Only lead right now that Nova Southeastern has in that first set is on singles court 4, Zala Dovnik 4-3 over Madeline Boznak. We're going to take a quick time out here. You can certainly stay tuned on NCAA.com. As soon as we get a chance to compete once more when the weather cooperates, we will certainly bring you live streaming coverage of the 2022 National Championships here in Altamont Springs. Brendan Gulick with you on NCAA.com. Thanks for hanging with us during that very brief little rain delay. We are resuming action, and I think we're just all kind of taking this minute by minute right now because trying to take advantage of every opportunity you can to compete when the weather is not a factor, considering the forecast today is questionable at best. So at the moment, the rain has stopped. And we resume this national semifinal between the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in Division II women's college tennis. The Barry Buccaneers, the 4-time defending national champions, against the Nova Southeastern Sharks, who have beaten basically everybody except for this Berry team. They lost one other match throughout the course of the year, but Nova Southeastern is truly a formidable opponent. You're watching singles court 1, where things did not go well for Nova Southeastern here. Julie Razzafindranelli had a pretty tough match in the doubles courts, and she did not finish that match. She was on doubles court 2. Felt like she had some good momentum, but her former teammate, again, if you didn't catch that note early on, Julie has won 3 consecutive national championships when she was competing as a student athlete for Berry the last few years, now a grad transfer to Nova Southeastern. And she lost the first set 6-1 to the number 1 ranked player in the country, Denise Kazan. Updates all along the way. Berry, who needs to only win 3 singles courts to advance to the national championship, which is scheduled for tomorrow. Berry won the first set 6-1 here on this court. All other matches are still in the first set. Berry leads on courts 2, 5, and 6. Court 3 is tied at 3 games apiece, and Nova Southeastern has a 4-3 lead on singles court 4. Zala Dovnik against Madeline Bojnak. Competing here this morning in Greater Orlando, Natalie Espinal, Carolina Snita, Zala Dovnik, Chantal Nosievich, and Nika Kozar. All playing on singles courts along with Razzafindranelli. Good little drop shot there, and she wins the point. Berry with Kazan here on this court. Also Engelman, Jill Engelman on court 2. Xiao Wang on court 3. Madeline Bojnak on 4. Daniela Farfan on court 5. And Angela Luers on court 6. Razzafindranelli got that first game, so that'll help perhaps change her mentality a bit. Temperatures have cooled off a little bit here as the morning has progressed. We're frankly a bit more comfortable now than we've been. The winds are also down a little bit, which makes play a little easier. All right, so Razzafindranelli will get started here. She leads 1-love in the second set. Well, Julie's been picking out the back corner of the court as best she can. Had a really good shot there. She scored a couple times in those corners. Jill Engelman now leads for Berry 5-3 on court 2. Kazan a couple of long ones there. 30-love. 30-15.
Line 2, singles, Barry leads 5 games to 4, first set.
Engelman now leads 5-4 over Espinal on court 2. Have not had updates from courts 3, 5, and 6 here for a little bit. Kazan a bit off there. It's now 5-3. Chantal Nosiewicz over Daniela Farfan. So she's won 3 games in a row and starting to come back a bit. Nova Southeastern needs momentum anywhere they can find it. Hopefully Chantal can give it to them over on court 5. Now 2-love after Rosa Findranali has taken the first couple here in the second set. It's a little bit of a sloppy start for Kazan. Boy, Kazan is working Rosa Findranali so well and wins it. 15-love. You know, Julie Rosa Findranali is not going to go down without a fight, despite the fact that this has not been a great day for her so far. She's certainly not used to struggling a little bit on this stage, just given the success that she's had in her career, winning 3 national titles. I have to imagine that with each point she's giving away, just like that one, it's kind of eating away at her a little bit. She's, at times today, showed quite a bit of emotion, but most of it has been excitement when she's done something well. She hasn't gotten overly upset when missing out on a point. That shot's too long, but it's a good aggressive play. Nothing to be too frustrated about there. First set has gone Barry's direction on court 2 as well. Jill Engelman, 6-4 over the number 2 nationally ranked singles player, Natalie Espinal. Boy, if Barry can take one on singles court 2, they are going to make it really difficult for Nova Southeastern to come back. Espinal from Honduras. She is a very, very good player. Meanwhile, Jill Engelman in her senior season out of Germany. She is an ITA singles All-American. Looking forward to seeing how she competes here this afternoon. In fact, Engelman has been so dominant the last couple of matches that she's played earlier in this national tournament. She won 6-love, 6-love both times over Franklin Pierce and Flagler. didn't lose a single set. You want to talk about playing your best tennis in the national tournament. Goodness gracious. Engelman has been dynamite. And she takes the first set from Espinal 6-4. Looks like we have a break here on the singles court one. I'll give you an updated score in just a moment. Kazan came back to win that most recent game, so now it's 2-1. On court 3, Xiao Wang, 4-3 over Snita. That's the latest in the opening set. Bojnak 5-4 over Dovnik on court 4. Nova Southeastern with first set leads on courts 5 and 6. Nosievich and Kozar over Farfan and Luers. Well, the bad weather that looked like it was heading directly at us has moved a little bit to the west. That's good news. Now they're saying potentially no rain here till the 11 o'clock hour, so hopefully that gives us enough of a window to these matches, if not entirely in, a good bit in. But you can see how windy it is and how much that ball blew off to the side when Rosa Finjanelli tossed it up for the serve there. We'll get the scoreboard corrected there for you in just a moment. 2-1. Carving shots and then going with the power forehand. Kazan thought that return coming her direction was a bit long. I actually tended to agree, although I'm not sure I had a better vantage point than the official there. Winner of these matches, that school will play either the University of Indianapolis or University of Central Oklahoma in the national championship match scheduled for tomorrow. UIndy is the national runner-up to Barry last year. Nova Southeastern has never been in the national semifinals of women's tennis. They're certainly competing hard, giving Barry a good match. But at the moment right now, Barry has certainly been the better team. Espinal took the first game on court 2 over Engelman. Good response there from her after dropping the first set 6-4. Espinal lost on February 27th in her 4th singles match of the year against Columbus State, 4-6, 2-6. She hasn't lost once since then. Number 2 ranked singles player in the U.S. Great forehand from Kazan. Not enough to win it originally, but the return too long. So I bring that up about Espinal because Nova Southeastern feels like they really need her. If she can play well and win her singles match, they got a good chance.
Mark got in Tampa, hey, He doing hockey, right? He just like he doing hockey in Miami, and now he hockey in Tampa.
Into the net. Nova Southeastern and Barry, two of the better athletic departments in the country in Division II. It feels like in so many different sports, their programs are consistently competing for national championships. It was one of the things that Doug Neagle and I talked about briefly before this morning's semifinals. Just said how appreciative he's been of the support that he's gotten from some of the other coaches within the athletic department. Just shooting him a note or shooting the other players, shooting notes to the players on his team, just wishing them well, letting them know that they've got their backs. Oh, Raza Findranelli slips, loses the point. I hope she's okay. She lost her footing there. It looked like it was her left foot that might have bothered her. It's the first time I've seen anyone slip on this court after the rainfall earlier. Again, not raining at the moment. Hopefully she's all right. Baseball team for Nova Southeastern's having a great season. Their men's basketball team, when they went to the Elite Eight back in March in Evansville, they were the #1 team in the country. They were the only undefeated team in the country that made it to the Elite Eight. They just hired a fabulous new volleyball coach, Casey Enger. Looking forward to seeing what she does leading the Sharks volleyball program. It's a fun time to be at Nova Southeastern down in Fort Lauderdale right now, that's for sure. Meanwhile, the Barry Buccaneers, they've got some serious championship pedigree of their own. They've had some impressive teams over the years, but without a doubt, they are the measuring stick in Division II college tennis right now. Every program is comparing themselves based on what Barry has done. And while they are not the #1 seed in this year's men's national tournament, they've got a great chance here this weekend. Barry will play Flagler College, and the winner of that match in tomorrow's scheduled semis will play either Columbus State or Wayne State in the national championships.
They getting paid for it. Everybody else got paid for it. See, that's that everybody else got paid. It was just the utilities.
All right, back to the scoreboard, where Barry has taken singles court 4, first set. Madeline Bojnak, 6-4 over Zala Dovnik. Barry also leads on singles court 3, 5-3 in the first set. Xiao Wang over Karosnita. Barry won the first set on this court and on court 2. It's currently pretty early in set 2 in both of those. Barry leads 5-4 in singles court 5. Farfan over Nosievich. Nova Southeastern 5-4 in set 1 on court 6. Kozar over Luers. Breaking the action here on court 1 for a moment.
We could do this. We could start a company just like this. I ain't noticed that you was talking about earlier when you were saying
You know what I mean? He said, nah, they eating. I wonder who got their contract. Who got the contract? Filippo Honey. Who the hell is that?
I think I done worked with him before.
When Jared asked me who the was, yep.
Kazan rebounded to win each of the last 2 games there on court 1. And so I should say each of the last 3. So after falling down there 2 games to none, she's responded nicely. In the meantime, you can see on the right-hand side of your screen there, the athletic trainer is attending to Julie Razafindranali. Remember, she slipped just a bit ago. Hopefully she's okay. So in the meantime, we'll turn our attention to another court while we have a delay here on court 1. For the first time today, let's take a look at singles court 2, Espinal and Engelman. Barry leads 1 set to none, 6-4, and they are tied 1-1 in the second set. Again, I think this is maybe the most critical court if you're a Sharks fan watching, because Barry has such a considerable advantage at the moment. It feels like Nova Southeastern right now needs its best singles player, Espinal, to perform at a high level. And she is certainly competing hard, but right now on the wrong side. Barry only needs to win 3 of the 6 singles court matches, and they have a 1 set to none lead on 3 of them, and they lead in the second set, or are tied in the second set in all 3 of those, courts 1, 2, and 4. It's also just gone final in the first set on court 3, Wong 6, Snita 3. So Barry now leads 1 set to none on 4 of the singles courts. Just got an update on court 5. Make it 5 courts. Farfan 6-4 over Nosiewicz. And the news is not getting better for the Sharks. The 4-time defending national champion Barry Buccaneers are cruising right now. Again, continuing to watch action here on court 2. Engelman up top for Barry. Natalie Espinal, bottom of your screen there for the Sharks. Excellent shot. Not sure how you hit it much better than that. Good winner. So Espinal takes the game. It's now 2-1. So while they break on singles court 2, that is Wong and Snita, who are waiting between their set. There's singles court 4, where Madeline Bojnak, who was a stud in doubles play earlier with Kazan. She took her first set 6-4, and she leads the second set 1-0. Bojnak hanging out there at the top of the screen. against Zala Davnik. Dobnik was a two-time Big Ten sportsmanship honoree when she competed for 4 seasons at Purdue, and a 4-time ITA Scholar athlete, 4-time academic All-Big Ten. Had a pretty good run as a player at Purdue. Has been a big part of Nova Southeastern's success here this season. We're hoping for more from her as we go back to court 1 and hopefully a healthy Julie Razafindranali, who takes the first point with a great serve.
One single, UCO, 3-1, second set.
Kazan with a pretty decisive lead at the moment in this match, but Julie certainly has life in her. Again, Kazan beat Razafindranali twice in their 2 matches already earlier this season. (6-3, 6-3) back in late March. And Kazan 6-3, 2-6, 6-4 back a couple weeks ago in late April. Kazan unbeaten here in 2022. 18-0, all as the #1 doubles player, or #1 singles player, I beg your pardon. She's never lost a singles match in her career, 29-0. Weather continues to cooperate after what ended up being about a 15-minute delay. It began right around 9:30. 9:26 was the official beginning of the delay. Only lasted again about 15 minutes for some light rain. They got back to it. 15:40. Well, I beg your pardon. Perhaps we had the score wrong there. It is now 4-2 Kazan. And Denise puts it away. Just clinical. She doesn't panic. Making Julie work, running all over the place, back and forth. Finally wins the point. (15-love). Another shot from Julie that sails long. Espinal, by the way, on singles court 2 now has a 3-1 lead over Engelman. That's promising in the second set because Espinal lost the first set 6-4. Engelman with a great close there. Number 5 singles, Farfan, who won the first set for Barry 6-4, now has a 1-0 lead in the second set. Madeline Bojnak on singles court 4, who won the first set 6-4, has a 1-0 lead in the second set. Another look here at that last point. By the way, we have an update on singles court 4 that Zala Davnik has called for an athletic trainer, so we have a medical timeout on singles court 4. It's 6-4, 2-1. Madeline Bojnak leads for the Barry Buccaneers. And another win for Kazan. She now leads 5-2. And Julie Razafindranali, a 3-time national champion for Barry when she competed as a Buccaneer, now a graduate student at Nova Southeastern, and she is having a really tough day. Denise Kazan, the number 1 singles player in the country, having her way with Julie right now. Let's go to singles court 2. Jill Engelman took the first set 6-4. Natalie Espinal 3-1. What a serve. Great rally going here. Jill Engelman. Rockets one there into the corner. So the forehand winner, and she gives herself a critical point. We'll update you on the score of that match here in just a moment. It's now 3-2. Espinal over Engelman. Back to court 1 now. All right, we're receiving word that on singles court 1, and the score is actually 4-3 as they start play again. So Kazan is not on the precipice quite yet of winning. I apologize for having the wrong score for you a moment ago. A little too long and wide there from Julie. Singles court 6, that first set is tied 6-6 between Kozar and Luers. Every other match is into the second set at this point. Barry won the first set in all 5 of those other singles courts. So the Buccaneers are in good shape at the moment. Here on singles court 1, this is the place that it's most promising right now. Right idea from Kazan, but overcooked it. Gosh, Kazan just won't go away. I mean, Raza Findranelli again and again gives her great returns, and you can't help but feel for the rather dejected look there from Julie, because Denise is just toying with her. Kazan has been unbelievable. Shot after shot she's put away. Fault. Another win for Kazan. And now with a 5-3 lead in the second set, Denise Kazan is on the precipice, taking the first singles point for the Barry Buccaneers.
Number 1 singles, Barry leads 5-3, second set. Line 4, UCO, 3-2, second set.
Number 6, singles. Nova 17-6. 3 in the tiebreak.
Well, while there's that brief delay there to make sure they get the net correct. Finally have a win in the first set for Nova Southeastern on court 6. They won 7 games to 6, 3 in the tiebreak. But the Berry Buccaneers won each of the other 5 first sets. And they lead in the second set in a couple. Kazan trying to put Berry's first singles point on the board. Raza Findranali staves it off a moment longer. Another really good rally. Finally, Raza Findranali seems to win one of those. Madeline Bojnak leads 2-1 in the second set on court 4. Daniela Farfan leads 1-love on court 5 in the second set. Xiao Wang leads 1-love on court 3 in the second set, which has now just been corrected to 1-all on court 3 in the second set. The only match that could be turning the tide at the moment is on court 2, where Engelman won the first set for Berry. Espinal has a 3-2 lead in the second set for Nova Southeastern. Kazan closing in on victory. Raza Findranali trying to hang on. Big win there for Denise. We believe that this would be match point. Shots too long from Julie Raza Findranali. And Denise Kazan is now 30-0 in her singles career for the Berry Buccaneers. For the third time this season, she knocks off the number 4 nationally ranked singles player, Julie Raza Findranali, whose hopes now rest squarely on the shoulders of her teammates if she's going to win a 4th national championship in her career. Berry on the board with their second team point. 6-1, 6-3, final on singles court 1. We're going to head over to court 2 now, where Jill Engelman and Natalie Espinal are playing perhaps the most competitive match. These two have been very good so far. Latest score we have here, Engelman for Berry won the first set 6-4. Espinal has a 4-3 lead in the second set. Too long there from Engelman. Barry only needs to win 2 of the remaining 5 courts. Madeline Bojnak, who is on the court next to the one we're playing on here, just off to the right. Bojnak has a 3-2 lead over Zaladovnik. And Bojnak won the first set 6-4. So there's potential that that could be the next one to drop. Farfan also leading for Barry. Wang and Snita tied at 1.
Ask him which one does he want me? The near or far side? I think so. He can't move to the other court.
A little more on Jill Engelman when the team won the national championship back in 2019. It was the 3rd of their 4 consecutive national titles in 17, 18, 19, and in 21 after the 2020 championship was canceled. Jill Engelman back that season was 21-1 as a singles player. And was a huge piece of their national championship winning team last year and during the 2020 COVID season. Both times Jill was a ITA singles All-American. There's also a Scholar All-American a couple of times. Continues to play exceptionally well on the biggest stage. Well, after what looked not particularly promising about an hour ago when we were halted briefly with the rain delay, the weather is cooperating. And these national semifinal matches between the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in America continue on. The winner will play in the national championship match against either University of Indianapolis or the University of Central Oklahoma, scheduled for tomorrow. Latest updates from other courts. Singles court 3. Wang leads 2-1 in the second set. She has a 1-set-0 lead. Barry also leads on court 4, which is just off to the right-hand side of your screen there. Bojnak took the first set 6-4 and leads 3-2 in the second. On court 5, Daniela Farfan won the first set 6-4 and leads 2-1 in the second. Nova Southeastern, Nika Kozar won the first set 7-6, 3 break point, and took the first set 1-love.
Line 4, UCO leads 4-3, second set.
Tough forehand return. Wow. Engelman with a great shot. Couple in a row there from Jill. Ball's rolled over into the court there.
Number 3, Barry Nova, 2-all. Second set.
Singles court 3, Nova Southeastern's Karosnita came back to win the fourth game. And so another 2-all in the second set after Wong took the first 6-3. Jill Engelman. Strong performance. Couple of great shots in that game.
5-2 singles. Nova Southeastern leads 5 games to 4, second set.
It's now 5 games to 4 as Engelman continues to fight. So Engelman 6-4, 4-5 so far in what has been a great match. And they rest for a moment. Meanwhile, we cut over to singles court 4 here. Zala Dovnik and Madeline Bojnak. There they are. Well, both of these two teams certainly recognize the magnitude of playing in the semifinals. They both really feel like this could be potentially their hardest competition of the entire NCAA tournament. Both coaching staffs said it's no disrespect at all to UND or to UCO, but that because they've played such tight matches earlier this year and they're the top 2 ranked teams in the country coming in, it just feels like there's a little extra on the line. And obviously you can't win the national title unless you get there. And with such a good opponent standing in your way, both teams are really, really focused on just today and not necessarily what could be to come tomorrow. And so far, Barry has been the decidedly better team, although Nova Southeastern is certainly competing well in its first ever trip to the national semifinals. Number 5 singles, Barry leads 3-2 in the second set after taking the first set 6-4. That is the exact same story on singles court 4. You're watching singles court 4 right here. Couple good backhands there from Bojnak. And the forehand winner. If you're just tuning in, Barry won doubles courts 1 and 3 before doubles court 2 could finish. So they took the team point from doubles. And the #1 nationally ranked singles player, Denise Kazan, 6'1", 6'3", over #4, Julie Razafindranali. And singles court 1, so Barry took a second team point, and they need only 2 of the remaining 5 to play for the national championship. Good try there from Madeline, but just misfired. Oh, no. All of that time and effort from Zaladovnik to lose her concentration at the very end. That's a tough break. Jill Engelman is serving for Barry on singles court 2, just on the left-hand side of your screen. She's trying to stave off giving up that second set to Espinal. She's able to bring it to 5 games all. Looking here at Snita and Wang on court 3. There we are at court 2. Nova Southeastern won the first set and leads the second set on singles court 6. That is the only one in which that's the case after losing the first 5 opening sets. And now they have a lead in the second. We'll see if they can get that match to its conclusion quickly enough to earn a point. The other matches are all much further along because that was the only one that went to break point. Great win. Nice shot from Espinal. Latest from the other national semifinal is that Central Oklahoma has a 3-2 lead over UIndy. Right now the difference is the fact that they took the doubles point. There are only 2 matches still going on in that national semifinal. And when that goes final, we'll keep you updated and let you know who has punched their ticket to the national championship match. Barry's best chance of picking up another point quickly here looks like it's on court 4, where Madeline Bojnak has a 5-2 lead. Now 6-5, Espinal on court 2 for Nova Southeastern. All right, over on court 4 here. Dovnik and Bojnak. Misses wide left. Critical moments coming up on this court and the one immediately to the left. Nova Southeastern with their backs squarely against the wall. Bojnak, couple of good forehand shots, earns the point. Good shot from Dovnik. Madeline trying to work it into a spot where she can really rip a good winner. Takes advantage there. I apologize, we don't know the score of this individual game. But Bojnak can't be far away from claiming this set. Well, it looks like Bojnak and Dovnik's match has come to a close on that long return. So a third point on the board for the Berry Buccaneers, and now they are just 1 point shy of clinching a spot in the national championship match. The four-time defending champion Buccaneers. 6-4, 6-2. Madeline Bojnak winning on singles court 4. Denise Kazan won on singles 1. 6-1, 6-3. They teamed up to win the first doubles court 6-3. Daniela Farfan and Kim Mosbacher 6-4 on doubles court 3. And so Barry is in terrific shape. This is court 2, which is pretty deep into the second set. The latest score we have, Engelman won the first set 6-4. But Espinal for Nova Southeastern on the top of your screen had a 6-5 lead. Error there from Espinal. Good shot from Engelman, and buries it. Jill worked her perfectly. Barry leads 6-4, 5-2 in the singles 5 court. And so while this is now 6 games all between Espinal and Engelman, court 5 could end up potentially going final before this one even does. Barry is in extremely good shape at the moment. Another winner for Engelman. Wow. That's a really good shot. I apologize, we don't know anything beyond the 6-6 tiebreaks score between Engelman and Espinal. Hopefully we'll get an update here shortly. Jill's come really battling back, though. Natalie had played so well at the beginning of the set to put herself out on the front foot. What a shot. Another terrific shot from Natalie Espinal. Meanwhile, the match could also be decided on this court. Daniela Farfan for Barry and Chantel Nosiewicz for Nova Southeastern. Farfan 6'4", 5'2", her lead, and she is serving.
Which one?
Incredible English on that last shot. Nosiewicz really couldn't do much with it. The only court that's decidedly gone in Nova Southeastern's favor so far is court 6. The rest of the way around, they have struggled to keep pace with these Buccaneers. I think that serve was ruled out.
You got it, E.
That's an easy winner. Meanwhile, over on court 2, it's 3-3 in the tiebreak. Keeping our eye on both as they step away for a quick break. Farfan trying to make sure that tiebreak just becomes a footnote. Trying to win her match on her own. A win for Barry here clinches a berth. The national championship match again. Couple of really good shots, and she's done it. Daniela Farfan puts it away for the Barry Buccaneers. And the #1 team in the country did not lose a single match here in the national semifinals in their third showing this season against Nova Southeastern. They take the doubles point, and they win on singles courts 1, 4, and 5. They lost just one set the entire way. What a performance. And so the Barry Buccaneers will have a chance to defend their national championship. 6-4, 6-2, the final on court 5 and on court 4. 6-1, 6-3, the final on court 1, as Barry wins all 4 points to move on. Will they play Central Oklahoma or UIndy in tomorrow's scheduled national championship? We'll have to wait and see. The national title match is set to begin tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, but that partially depends upon when the men's semifinals conclude, because those are supposed to take place in the morning and afternoon before the women's championship starts, and weather is unpredictable. So for now, it's supposed to be at 4 o'clock, and we will certainly have live coverage for you whenever they get started, but keep that in mind. It is scheduled for 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, depending upon when the men's contests will wrap up. So Kazan and Bojnak took doubles court 1. Farfan and Moosbacher doubles court 3. And then Kazan, Bojnak, and Farfan all win their singles matches as Barry wins today 4-0. All right, so that'll conclude our coverage on the ladies' side. Tomorrow morning on the men's side in the semifinals, Columbus State and Wayne State get underway at 8 a.m. scheduled. And then at approximately noon local time, Barry will take on Flagler. But a big upset win over Hawaii Pacific yesterday. Those are the semifinals on the men's side, with a 12 noon championship scheduled start time on Sunday for the men's national championship. So stay tuned for what we certainly hope will be a long, fun day full of great tennis action tomorrow. We've got all the latest for you along the way on NCAA.com. For our entire production crew here this morning, I'm Brendan Gulick. So long from Altamont Springs in Greater Orlando. You've been watching live streaming coverage of the Division II National Championship Tennis Tournament on NCAA.com.